تناهى العشق فيكم واشتياقي فاعدني باللقاء يا حبيبي ببابك سيدي كان التلاقي فهل لي عودة بين الغيوم.
The leadership cadre in Nigeria is filled with aged politicians and strategically dominated by the dictates of a particular religion in all cadre of political wealth in Nigeria. This long memory hatred for other religious body non-inclusion in the political participation and benefits, particularly the Muslims, sees political power in Nigeria as their absolute right and order from the Supreme, and their zone nation building is their exclusive preservation and rights. As such, Muslim youth in Nigeria were being disenfranchised of their constitutional rights in no ramification, and these people believes they should not be given any chance. Perhaps their stance explains the lopsidedness in political appointments, employment, opportunity, government scholarship, government intervention, and constitutional benefits. Meanwhile, National Council of Muslim Youth Organization NACOMYO, whose is objective saddles to defend the rights of Muslim youth in Nigeria, inculcates the principle of Islam and be the mouthpiece dialogue and negotiate with government and other bodies on matter affecting Muslim youths in Nigeria. The apex Islamic body for Muslim youth in Nigeria, the Southern Zone, held the 7th Dawah Retreat Ogun 2023, which was held at Saadatu Al-Badiya National Mosque, Abeokuta, between January 13 to 15. This retreat is an annual event to review the activities of the body, particularly to review the political power and understanding the direction at which the Muslim youth shall be focusing during the forthcoming general elections. During the formal opening ceremony, the Southern Zonal Coordinator, Imam Idris Yusuf, in his welcome speech, addressed the Muslim youth in Nigeria to be more focused and believe in Nigeria as their country and fight for their rights with all legal means to achieve it.
The Council hereby appreciates the corporate and support of the federal government and state government to the Council and Islam in totality. We therefore call on the federal government and the state government at all levels to make youth inclusive in their governance, empowering youth in politics, opening up channels for engagement, and removing obstacles to their political and economic participation are crucial components of the fight against violence and extremism.
The chairman of the occasion, Professor Semiu Musa Olomu, CMD FMC Abeokuta, ably represented, in his welcome speech encouraged the umbrella body to double their efforts and allow the tenets of Islam to operate in all ramifications.
It is quite unfortunate that Prof could not afford to be here. He has not been around for some days. It's on an official assignment. He's so much passionate about this unity and what NACOMYO has been doing right from the time of inception, because NACOMYO has been the rallying point for unity for Muslim brotherhood. Because whichever organization you belong, whether you are this or that, we are still Muslim. That's the first thing, and that's what NACOMYO preaches. And he said I should try to encourage us to keep on this path of unity, because it is with this unity that we can achieve a lot. A very good example is our recent success on the issue of hijab. It's because of unity. If we are united, there is nothing we can do. I'm even impressed that the League of Imams and Al-Fas this time around will out together with all the Muslim organizations to fight the cause of hijab. And we can see the progress and the success, inshallah. So he has asked me to encourage us as Muslim youths to further strengthen our unity and brotherhood. We should be careful of the subtle differences among us. There is no way there will be no difference among us, but we should, the strength, the unity among Muslim brotherhood should be what? Should be kept alive all time. And he has also asked me to encourage the youth that we as Muslim youths, the Prophet said in a hadith, a very authentic one, that that we should take care of 5 things before 5. One of those things that Prophet mentioned is what? Our youth. Because it is time we are energetic, we have the health. And this is really quite unfortunate, because most of our youth, they have wasted their time. Because by the time you are clocking 30, 40, and you have not achieved anything, you are gone. How many years has Prophet spent for the prophet? 23 years. And we have been told in a very authentic hadith that the age of this woman is what? 60. So anything after that is what? Is bonus. So that means the time that we have is the time of our youth. You know, from 20, from puberty to 30. Because by the time you are 40, the energy is no more there, and all the health challenges, the middle age crisis are coming in, hypertension is setting, diabetes is setting in, arthritis. What you can do before you can no more do them. And that's why we should take this time of youth as a very important one.
The guest speaker, Professor Afis Oladosu, former Dean, Faculty of Arts, University of Ibadan, in his lecture challenges NACOMYO on what they are supposed to be doing and where they ought to have been, particularly forthcoming general election.
Generation today òní tó ẹ bá àwọn ọmọ tiwa táyàtọ̀ tí wọ́n ń behave in a way tó yàtọ̀ sí báwa ṣe behave nígbà táwa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí rìnrìn àjò. My man never knew my university until I became somebody at the university. She never knew. I lost my dad in 1979. Well, I got to the University of Ibadan the first time 1981. But my mom never stepped into that campus. Yet, we did the Dawah that Allah campus have been destined for us to do. We travel around the country. But now, our children, we have to run after them. We have to be there for them. They are dadding and momming us every time. My daddy, my mommy, my daddy, my mommy. And we are always telling them, we will be there all the time for you. One day perform, I'll have no perform. One day exam, I'll have no exam. One day by result, I'll have no by result. One day no NYC. Actually, that they must not go somewhere. I remember years ago we went to Adama, we went to Sokoto. My mother never knew where I was. 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, I was on Sokoto. As youth, we thought we were under the care of Allah, and we never bothered about any other thing in life. Unlike today, when we thought that Allah is there, but the authority limited. I testify that is one. His oneness cannot be trinitized. The Lagos of that time is different from the Lagos of today. I will not forget blame them for not knowing their past. The past they did not witness. How could they stand up for Tinubu? Because they never witnessed the Tinubu the Lagos that Tinubu turned around. So except for those of us who knew that Lagos. Lagos of nowhere. So the point I'm making, brothers and sisters, Oribe, as leaders who know what we feel we know, and who know what we know that we know. There are questions that assemblies like this should generate in our mind. As I was saying, I told NASFAT assemblage that day. Mo láwọn tó wà NASFAT, mo lè kún wọn sọ́nà méjì àbọ̀nà mẹ́ta. Àwọn kan nú wọn, àwọn tó bẹ́ẹ̀ nú mọ́ọ̀lùwẹ̀ náà lè wọ̀. They can only find space in the mọ́ọ̀lùwẹ̀. Mọ́ọ̀lùwẹ̀ is for the big and the small. Mọ́ọ̀lùwẹ̀ is for the powerful and the powerless. Mọ́ọ̀lùwẹ̀ is for those who are knowledgeable and the ignoramuses. Mọ́ọ̀lùwẹ̀ is open to everybody. But beside the one where Lagos State at that time, you have various cars. Like I don't know where Munina's party came to give people opportunity. I want to drive in their personal car. One in personal car. One day, one no short. So more has come. Everybody have to rush in and enter it. So the very first question that arises for me upon entering this place and I see contemplating this assemblage is to query myself. What is it that NACOMYO is doing? What is it that NACOMYO should be doing? What is it that NACOMYO should not be doing? What is it that NACOMYO has left undone? These are questions that this assemblage should contemplate. In addition to all those other activities that we have embarked upon, the activity that can be divided into two, the inside-in activities and the inside-out activities. But for me, quick perusal of our activities since Friday show that there have been inside-in activities. And for me, when an assemblage of leaders like this come together, Ogun State should know that you are here. Before we came, the Ogun State chapter of NACOMYO should have embarked on a series of programs that will culminate at the grand finale by our arrival, that Ogun State will know that NACOMYO is here. Not for us to just sit down and organize the retreat for ourselves, retreat that we could organize in Edo, retreat that we could organize in Imo, the retreat that we could organize in Lagos. But by choosing to come to Ogun, that means it's like Muhammad arriving in Medina. If Muhammad was to arrive in Medina and Medina never knew Muhammad has arrived, they could have stayed in Mecca. Why did he have to bother to come to Medina? Why did he have to come to bother? But by arriving in Medina, Medina knew Muhammad had arrived. By coming to Ogun, then Ogun should have known that we have arrived.
The state governor, His Excellency Dr. Dawah Abiodun, ably represented by Fadilatu Sheikh Eskil Kolawole Lawal, aka Sugar, consulted to the governor on Islamic affairs, in his message at the occasion, assured the Muslim youth that the government of Ogun State will always honor and respect their rights as citizens.
Well, àwọn mi ò ní pọ̀ púpọ̀. Mo wá bí tẹ́lẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀kan nínú NACOMYO ni. Àwọn ìgbà tí mo débí, mo pe deputy governor. Wọ́n ní ọ̀gá tó rán àwọn ní iṣẹ́. Later, èmi àti gómìnà fúnra wọn a jọ sọ̀rọ̀ ní bílíìsì. Wọ́n wá ní ibi tí consultant bá ti wà fún àwọn ti wà bẹ̀rẹ̀ nìyẹn. Wọ́n ní gbogbo tí bá ti ṣe náà ni àwọn ń ṣe. Wọ́n wá ní kí n bá wọn kí púpọ̀ wípé àkú ìpàdé. Wọ́n ní àsìkò yìí tó bọ́ sí yìí, ó bọ́ sí àsìkò tí wọ́n ń káàkiri fún campaign. Àwọn tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ń retí wọn tí wọ́n ti dá aago mẹ́wàá tí wọ́n bá ti rí wọn tó sì di ọ̀tá tí wọ́n náà nìyẹn. Ayé dẹ̀ ṣòro ṣe.
Other goodwill messages delivered at the occasion include the Amir, Muslim Student Society of Nigeria, MSSNB Zone, Barrister Qasim Odedeji, among others.
I'm very happy. So, and I have to appreciate the NACOMYO, not only for organizing this program, but for inviting us to be part of it. Mo fi àsìkò yìí kí àwọn aṣíwájú wa Imam Masoud Akintola tí wọn ò jẹ́ kí n gbádùn pé mo ṣàgbọ́dọ̀ wà bí so tèmi náà fi sọ́kàn so tọ́lọ́ sì ṣe ní rọrùn fún mi so inú mi dùn pé I'm part of this program. NACOMYO is MSS and MSS is NACOMYO. Yes. So there's no way anybody can divorce one from the other. Torí pé both MSSN and NACOMYO ló ń rí ṣe pẹ̀lú ọ̀dọ́ Mùsùlùmí lórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. So therefore, at all time, there must be a collaboration between MSSN and NACOMYO. So for the progress of Islam and the Muslims in Nigeria. coincidentally NACOMYO southern Nigeria tó gbélé yìí kalẹ̀ ó wà at par pẹ̀lú MSSN B zone tó náà cover the whole Muslim students in southern Nigeria. So it's just the same thing. So therefore, there is need for us at all time to interact and collaborate lórí àwọn issues tó máa affect Islam and the Muslims in Nigeria. So especially of concern the issue àmọ̀ pé àwa náà ní challenges wa in the southwest, but more importantly our brothers and sisters in the south and southeast. MSS has a program tá a máa ń ṣe bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ pé one thing máa lead to other tó máa affect wa ń gbà mí. A máa ń pe program yẹn ní Dawah across the Niger, or Dawah to the east. So a máa ń fi bí ọ̀sẹ̀ kan or more á filẹ̀ láti káàkiri àwọn branches wa and some areas in the south and the southeast. The last one we did was in 2019. So kó tó di pé kúrú kò jẹ́ ká lè continue program yẹn mọ́. So thereafter lẹ́yìn ìgbà yẹn, so we saw a lot. So a rí university tó jẹ́ pé a whole university. So when you say somewhere is a university, ó yẹ kó kó gbogbo nǹkan sínú, but it was only a Muslim sister ìlọ́wọ́n di whole university yẹn tó jẹ́ Mùsùlùmí. Only a Muslim, just a person, a sister, ó nìkan. So among the staff and the students, ó nìkan ní Mùsùlùmí in the whole of the university. Sister tí mò ń sọ yìí kò lò jab, scarf lè lò, yet she was subjected to serious victimization for being a Muslim. These are some of the issues where we need collaboration, especially between MSSN, NACOMYO, and our mothers Form 1. So and our son or child MCAN. So follow back here.
For us to be relevant, to continue to take a rightful place in the scheme of affairs, Muslim youth and the Muslim public should continue to ensure their integration, their participation, and of course their involvement. And that is how we can be relevant.
With the topic, the political power, where are Muslims? A memory lane and its reawakening. The guest speaker, Dr. Taufik Salahuddin, Dean, School of Arts and Social Sciences, and the Chief Imam, Federal College of Education, Osiele Abeokuta, in his lecture, dwelled extensively in a well-researched presentation on some of the fundamental rights of the Muslim that were deliberately infringed on by the political elite, whom were majorly from a particular religion group. The second plenary section was shared by Alhaj Ibrahim Bolaji Adisa. In his opening remark, he has this to say.
We as Muslims, Almighty Allah has made us to be current on the earth. The forbidden justice. Almighty Allah has asked us to always be righteous in all that we do. Just like we all know, while he was in Makkah, he led both the pagans and the Muslims, and this he did so well. So, as Muslims, there's nothing bad in a Muslim being a politician. Of course, if you are not a politician, as it's well now in the Nigerian dispensation, they are the ones ruling us. If you as a Muslim or Muslim decide not to be part of them, that means whatever takes place in society will not have a own share part of it, which for us is not good for us. So as Muslims, we want to charge all of us to please see ourselves as members of the large society, such that we should be able to at least gather ourselves together and then sponsor one of us or some of us into wherever we want them to be. Be a president, be a governor, be in the Senate or the rep, even at the local government level, we must try to do that. it is good for us to do so.
Nínú àwọn Mùsùlùmí, a máa classify ara wa. A ní bá àwọn tálákà ṣe. Sorry to say, ẹjọ́ àwùjọ àwọn Mùsùlùmí mo kàn ń example lè because we are all political animals. When we are talking in terms of Baba Adedibu in Ibadan, Baba Adedibu is relevant because it's relevant, to the people, to the grassroots. Àwọn alájọ wà, ẹlọ́jà wà, ẹni tó ní kíní kan wà, gbogbo ní wàá dáná. Bí wọ́n bá kẹ̀ fún ní oníṣèlú kan bá fún ní 10 million lẹ́nìí yóò rí kó ṣe kí ni ó pin tán. Then ìbéèrè táwọn béèrè pé that is personal power. Báwo làwọn èèyàn ṣe ní tẹ̀lé? The implication náà ni pé táwa Mùsùlùmí gangan tá a bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ pé power, àwọn power, then we must show sympathy. And láti máa consider àwọn èèyàn, and láti recognize èèyàn, relationship àwa àti èèyàn gbọ́dọ̀ dà. Kì í ṣe pé torí bá jẹ́ Mùsùlùmí ládùúgbò. Ìwà Mùsùlùmí mi ò dá ládùúgbò débi pé yóò gbé gbàgbé sọ pé wọ́n dìbò fún ní dìbò fún. So tí wàá rẹ̀ ò bá wá dá tàbá wá sọ pé we are looking for power. You can't get power without having traits. Láì jẹ́ pé a ní àwọn ìwà kan tá a lè fi níta tá a lè fi gbá agbára yìí in politics. Next slide. Gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n yàn yìí nínú àwọn ológun yìí tí wọ́n jẹ́ kìrìsìtẹ́nì yìí wọ́n wà ń bẹ̀ wọ́n rise wọ́n ṣe kí ni wọ́n dọ̀gá mi. So it must be one of the agenda of we Muslims that gbogbo military base yìí la gbọ́dọ̀ penetrate la gbọ́dọ̀ wà níbẹ̀. So ká má sọ yí pé òkè kí lọmọ mi lọ ṣe David, ká má sọ yí pé kí lọmọ mi lọ ṣe Suya, ká má sọ yí pé CDC civil defence kí ni lọ ṣe civil defence kí ni lọ ṣe ní immigration. Ẹ má jà sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o because nígbà tó bá yá àwọn tó wà ń bẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n máa yàn.
The section was interactive and many delegates used the medium to contribute to the topic, while many of them raised fundamental questions of important concern to the development of the organization. And the third plenary section was chaired by Alhaji Yusuf Hussaini, and the lecture was delivered by Alhaji Abdul Hafiz Adebisi Osolase, retired permanent secretary. The Dawah retreat was well attended, with over 200 delegates participated from 11 states of the south, and the communique adopted, signed by both the zonal chairman Imam Idris Yusuf and his zonal secretary Alhaji Abdulaziz Babalola, at the retreat raised some fundamental observation, resolution and demands. They include the following: the council called on governments in all the 17 states in the zone to support the council's efforts at giving meaning and direction to the life of the youth in the zone. Interested Muslim girls in public school should be allowed the use of hijab by governments at various levels. The council noted that the judgment of Supreme Court in Lagos State government versus Miss Aisha Asia Karim and Ano, delivered in June 2022, has laid to rest the issue of hijab as a fundamental right of the Muslim girls. The council demanded that the fundamental right of the Muslim to freedom of worship, either alone or in a community, should be respected by all Nigerians and protected by government at all levels. The council further enjoined governments to put in place youth empowerment programs that will ultimately take the youth away from the illicit search for materialism leading to crimes. The council demands that government should urgently put in place programs that can improve the imagination and sound spirituality of youth for a new Nigeria. It appeals to Muslim youth to actively participate in the nation's electioneering process, starting with the forthcoming 2023 general elections, by collecting their permanent voters card (PVC) and voting the right candidate for the nation's development, while also calling on Muslim of voting ages to participate in politics and seek political power in order to correct the imbalance that has concentrated power in the hands of non-Muslims. The council demanded that government at all levels should ensure religious balance in all appointments. Will the deliberation, awareness created, and resolution reached at this retreat affect any new development in the youth participation in more progressive activities and impactful support from governments of the southern states of Nigeria? Only time will tell. Okikiola Carson reporting.
NACOMYO.